So this is kind of a bucket list moment for me because when I was growing up, I never missed an episode of Lois and Clark, of course, one of the Superman spinoffs. And I firmly have always believed that Dean Cain is the best Superman that there ever was. And we followed each other for a while, but I asked him to come on the show, and because I saw the headlines that he wanted to join ICE. And I know he's taken a lot of heat for that. And I was like, I want to talk to him. And he agreed to come on. Welcome to the show, the one and only Dean Cain. Again, bucket list moment. Thanks for joining me.
I'm honored to be bucket list for me, Sarah. So it's a good deal. I'm happy to be here.
You're so kind. So I know that you're getting hit from the left. You have, John Leguizamo, who was like, oh, what kind of loser volunteers to be an ICE member? What a moron. Why do you think that they're so mad that you are doing something as bold and brave as to say, like, hey, I want to help. Let me help.
It's a tough one. I mean, John Leguizamo, Bill Maher,
Yeah.
John Oliver, Jared Moskowitz, a congressman. I mean, it's kind of CNN. Everyone's going at it. It's just so funny because all they have is ad hominem attacks. You don't have to wear a mask because nobody will recognize you. All these personal attacks, et cetera, et cetera. They're trying to scare good people from wanting to step up into these roles. It's the same reason that ICE agents are having to wear masks because they're trying to dox their families and threaten them. And I don't understand the vitriol against myself or against these ICE officers. I'll stand shoulder to shoulder with them, and they need our support. I think it's because it doesn't fit the narrative, and it's the common zeitgeist right now to say, we're America, we love everybody, and that everybody should be in. Well, no, that doesn't work like that. We don't know who's coming across the border. We have all kinds of, when they say the worst of the worst, there are murderers, there are child molesters, there are human traffickers, drug traffickers, and they're getting tossed out every single day. It's really just kind of a PR fight at this point in time,
Yeah.
because I think most Americans support legal immigration,
Yep.
not illegal immigration, and that's where we're getting hung up, and it's just weird. So I knew there would be a firestorm. I didn't realize it would be just flowing lava, but I'm okay with that. If I'm getting attacked by Bill Maher,
Yep.
who did it? Bill Maher was kind of funny. His was actually kind of funny. By Eric Swalwell, by John Oliver, by John Leguizamo, by Margaret Cho, then I'm doing something right.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. You're also like, thanks for the free publicity, I guess, because what's funny, and you mentioned this, it's like Americans voted. We went to the ballot box in November, and this was the defining issue, in my opinion. All the polls showed it, right? This was the defining issue was it doesn't matter if you're Democrat or Republican, right or left, white, black, brown, purple, orange, it doesn't matter. We all agreed that allowing all of these illegal criminals into our country is a bad thing, and we should make sure that we root them out and send them back to where they came from. And it's just like these people don't understand the writing on the wall. They don't understand the world in which they live in. Guys, we just voted on that, and there are more of us than there are of you, and that is why we got the results that we did at the ballot box. And I just don't think they just still can't handle it.
Well, because that's not affecting any of those guys. Anybody I
Yeah.
just mentioned, illegal immigration is not affecting them at all. They're not living in an area where there's rampant gang violence going through and doing things. They're not in that situation, so they can sit in their ivory towers and they can talk about it. But it's not true for most of America, and that's why the numbers in the last election were the way they were, because most of America is concerned about their safety, and that's ultimately the job of politicians. Is the number one thing they should be taking care of is the citizens' safety and security, and it's not happening. Didn't happen under the former administration. It's happening now. The argument on optics, okay, I can hear that. I can hear how there could be some optics that are a little rough, and maybe I can come in and help out with that. I hope so, because that's mostly what I hear from my friends on the left is optics situation, optics. And I always ask them, do you think we should have no borders then?
Right.
Should we have no laws? And they're like, well, no. But I'm like, then why do you choose which ones you want to enforce and which ones you don't? That it's a game that's been played for too long. Congress needs to fix our immigration system. We are the most immigrant friendly nation on the planet. Over 50 million immigrants, legal immigrants, live here happily naturalized within the United States. It's wonderful. We welcome you with open arms. Just don't come in illegally. And if you're coming in legally, you're not going to be able to get in if you're a criminal.
Yeah.
And we have so many criminals who have come through illegally. We have to root them out and get them out to keep our communities safe. It's not a difficult proposition. When someone else gets caught up in a situation where they're like, well, grandma's been here for 25 years and blah, 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 blah. Well, she did come over illegally to begin with, and she hasn't tried to naturalize or go through the process thus far. And she's had many, many opportunities to do so. So that's the thing that I don't understand. It's like people who don't do their homework and then they're mad that they get an F.
Right.
Do your homework.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and you mentioned the optics, and I do, I mean, I hear that a lot as well. And it's like, well, if you want to be mad at someone for the optics, be mad at the Joe Biden, Kamala Harris administration who just allowed these people in. Be mad that they put President Trump in this position where they have to show up at Home Depots and all these. I know Jessica Tarlov's on Fox News, like, nobody voted for President Trump to show up at Home Depot, you know, ICE to show up at Home Depot. Yeah, we did. We want them to show up wherever they need to in order to get all of these illegals off of the streets and send them back. And it's just like they're blaming the wrong person. That's what gets me so hot, Dean, is I'm like, you're blaming the wrong person. It's not the optics are not President Trump's fault. The fault lies at the feet of Joe Biden and Kamala Harris, who, by the way, have blood on their hands. I mean, we're not just talking about, you know, the issue of just whether or not we want H-1B visas or whatever. I mean, we are talking about cold-blooded murderers and rapists and gang members who these people still to this day are fighting to keep in our country. It's bonkers crazy to me.
It is. And human traffickers and drug traffickers that are killing our citizens left, right, and center. There's no question about it. It's ridiculous. But, you know, when they do pull up at a Home Depot or anything like that, they have a target. There's someone they're looking for. Just because this dude might also work as an agrarian, you know, in agrarian work or something like that, doesn't mean they're not a human trafficker. It doesn't mean that they're not a murderer or wanted for pedophilia or you know, illegal sex acts on a minor or rape or whatever it is. So just because you see somebody there at Home Depot, they're usually going after somebody. But if you and I were standing at Home Depot when the jump out boys from ICE came out there to get everybody else, guess what? We're not running.
Right.
Why? Because we're here legally.
Yep.
We're citizens of the United States. Hey, I love law enforcement. What do you need?
Yeah.
What do you want done? And that won't be an issue. So there's an optics game going on right now, but the law is the law and it needs to be followed. And number one, for the safety and security of the people here in the United States, of our citizens. And President Trump is taking it seriously. I'm taking it seriously. ICE is taking it seriously. And it's going to happen whether people want it to or not at this point in time. This is the law and they're upholding the law.
So last question for you here, Dean. I was talking to my friend, Matthew Marsden. He's a mutual friend of ours.
Great guy.
And of course, yes, he's wonderful. He immigrated here legally, did it the right way. He is an American now. And we were saying, we want to team up with you because imagine, okay, you've got Dean Cain, actually Superman. You've got Matthew Marsden, a legal immigrant, and you've got Sara Gonzales, obviously Hispanic. And we're like, what if the three of us all went and became ICE officers or whatever and went out to the streets? We want to go do it with you, Dean.
All right. Well, we'll talk about that. I'm getting sworn in later this month. So we'll see what we can do, because that's the kind of optics that need to happen. Plus, Matthew has a kid who should be getting over here.
Yes.
And he's having to run through. So it's great for him to be able to talk about the legal system and how we have to fix that legal part of our legal immigration. The United States takes in over 1 million a year legally. But even that system is broken. So it's up to Congress to fix it. But they don't want to. They want to win political points and get reelected and blah, blah, blah. They want the issue to run on, which is disgusting. And I hope they fix it. And I hope this is enough of a spark or of a fire to make them fix it. Yeah. If not, it's going to be Dean, Matthew, and Sarah just walking down the street taking care of business. Yeah,
exactly. With Tom Homan. Boy, can you imagine the headlines then?
You don't play.
Yeah, exactly. Well, Dean, thank you so much. And by the way, I applaud you and your efforts and what you're doing. I really am serious. We'll talk offline.
Absolutely.
Because I really think that more of us need to be leading the way and setting the example in helping this administration do what we, of course, elected them to do, even when it's hard and even when you know that you might be hit at that from such characters as John Leguizamo and John Oliver and Bill Maher. So, Dean, I appreciate you.
They didn't lay a glove on me, Sarah. They didn't lay a glove on me, but they want to get into it.
They do. They want to. They want to so bad.
But I hit back, so be careful.
Yeah. Well, I'm not messing with you, so they shouldn't either.
They wouldn't do it in person, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, I believe that, actually. Well, John Leguizamo, isn't he he's like 5 feet tall, so he definitely is not coming out.
He literally wouldn't even consider it. I wouldn't even hit him with a closed fist.
Superman would be like, bing, bye-bye. All right, Dean.
It's disrespectful for a man to slap another man.
Yeah, well, fair.
I think I'd slap him.
A little bit.
But I mean, it's silly, and everybody can be tough guy online and but I'll walk the walk.
Yeah.
And so I'm happy to do so.
Well, we're proud of you, and we appreciate you. And will you come back soon?
No, I'd love to.
Okay, perfect.
Love to.
Great.
In a heartbeat.
Well,
I get sworn in at the end of the month.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Do it after that.
Perfect. Yeah, great. Keep us posted, and congratulations. And we'll check back in after you get sworn in.
Absolutely.
All right. Thank you. Take care.
Thanks, Sarah.